Bone tapping. This is Better Bones number 3, and the focus today is on bone tapping. So what do we mean by better bones? Making your bones denser, stronger, less brittle, more likely to stand up to a sudden fall. You don't want to break your hip, your upper thigh, your wrists, your arms, whatever. And so we've been having a series of videos on how to make your bones stronger. So, better bones. Hi, I'm Jack Godfrey, and this is Beginner Qigong, a series of videos where we talk about using Qigong to improve your health, as well as introducing a series of movements that you can practice on your own, with some tips and guidance on how to better do Qigong when you're not watching me. I offer videos 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday, Intermediate Qigong. On Wednesday, this class, Beginner Qigong. And on Friday, Beginner Tai Chi. I also offer a live class on Saturday on Zoom. If you'd like to connect up with that live class, send an email to jack.godfrey49@gmail.com and we'll get you hooked up so that you'll be able to attend that online class. Better Bones, number 3. In the first one, we talked about Wolff's Law, the scientist in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that determined if you put the bones under stress, they will get stronger. And we talked a lot more about that in our first video, as well as introducing some Qigong stances that will put your bones under stress just by standing or moving from side to side. So have a look at that video for more details on that. In the second video, we looked at vibration, something else that Wolff determined would help make bones stronger. And so we looked at 3 different movements that would cause vibrations on the bones. And in the second video, that's what we covered there. So shaking the 9 gates, King shakes his body, and Buddha palm, a mortar from the sky. All different movements that create a large, significant amount of vibration in the bones. Today, in this session, Better Bones 3, we're looking at bone tapping. Tapping the bones with your hands, with a beanbag, but with something that can create some stress, a localized stress on the bones. And we follow the direction the meridians flow in the body to get this going. So, let's get started with how to do bone tapping to increase the density of your bones. Before we get into actually doing the bone tapping, I want to do some warm-up movements to begin with. So we're going to do 3 Qigong movements to get the blood flowing out to the extremities, get the Qi moving through the body. And we're going to start with shaking the 9 gates, one of the ones I mentioned earlier about helping increase bone density. So your hands are wet. Shake the water off your hands. Get the knees, the hips, and the ankles going as well. So the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders are all flexing. The knees, the hips, and the ankles doing the same thing. And then we get the spine involved by turning our ribs, turning our shoulders, turning our head. A good twist in the spine as we look over the shoulder. We're back here to the front. And now we move to the opposite side. So inhale. And exhale. And you move to the breath. So you inhale here for a count of 4. And then exhale. We go to the opposite side. And for a count of 4 on the exhale as well. And now, should feel some tingling in the palms, some color in the palms of your hands as well. And this is us encouraging the Qi to flow out to our extremities, warming up the hands and warming up the feet. And now we're going to do phoenix ascends the flame. So it's inhale, you lower the hips, keep the chin lifted, the tailbone lifted, pull the belly button in, we lift up, we lift the ribs, stretch the front of the body, and then exhale. We bring the chi in to the brass basin. So inhale, and exhale. So a couple more of these. And once more. All right, so now, better bones. Now that we've warmed the body up a little bit, we're going to look at bone tapping today. So what is that? So the idea is, with Wolff's Law, that we put the bones under stress. And so you can use your hand to do the stress as well. So you hold your arm up. So we're going to be working on the arms, the legs, and the back as well. So to begin with, you hold your hand up. You make a light fist, a robin's egg fist that we've talked about before. So you just close the hand up loosely. You have the palm, you have the hand here with the palm up, down, the back of the hand up here. And this is exactly what you do, is you tap away. I'll just move a little closer so you can see what's going on here. So we go here. The idea is you're slapping if you wish, tapping is a little better, and you're tapping the joints. You're tapping the bones, and so we're just going back and forth like this on the palm of the hands. Then you move up to the knuckles, the back of the hand, up to the wrist, and you work your way along the arm, sort of one hand width at a time. As we work our way up, you get to the elbow. You can go around that as well. And then we work our way up to the shoulder. We get to the shoulder joint. You can go a bit to the back, a bit to the front. And now you come across the top of the ribs. So the collarbone, the very top of the ribs, you come here to the sternum. You come down. Of course, that's going to screw up my voice because we're tapping here. You can also close the fist lightly and tap with that as well as we come down here. And then you go across the ribs, the bottom ribs. Then you lift the arm up. You come up under the armpit. And you get up here. And now you bring the hand down. Now the hand is palm up. So on the way up the arm, we're going up the outside. So if my arms are down here, the outside of the arm is this. The inside of the arm is this side. So we came up, across, down the ribs, across the bottom ribs, up to the armpit. Now turn the hand over. We're going to go down the inside of the arm. So either with an open palm, a lightly closed fist, we go down here. And you work your way down a little bit at a time. We get to the wrist, through the palm, and out to the fingers. So that's one arm. Guess what? We have two arms, and it's kind of difficult to tap them both at the same time. So it's more effective to go one arm at a time. So now, this other hand. You make the light fist, the open palm, or you hold a beanbag, whichever works for you. So here we go. So you start with the fingertips. You either tap with the palm or with a closed fist, whatever feels right for you. And what you're looking to do is to create some stress, some vibration in these bones. So you start with the fingers, move up to the knuckles, the back of the hand, up to the wrist. Work your way up the bones of the arm, one hand width at a time. So you do multiple taps in both places as you move along. You get up to the elbow joint, you may want to go around it a little bit, and then you move your way up the arm, up to the shoulder. Once again, back of shoulder, front of shoulder, along the ribs, along the collarbone, down the chest, down the sternum, and then across the legs. Ribs, across the ribs. These are ribs. Legs you stand on. Ribs protect your chest and other organs. So we move up the ribs, up to the armpit. Turn the hand over. Now we're going down the inside of the arm as we did on the other side. So once again, at the shoulder, along the arm to the elbow. Work our way down towards the wrist. And then we're into the palm, the knuckles, and the fingertips. So that's bone tapping for the arms themselves. We do the same thing for the legs. But before we do that, I want to talk about the direction in which we're doing the bone tapping. We're starting here at the fingertips. We're going up to the shoulder, and then down the ribs, and then up and along the inside of the arm. And there's a particular reason we do it in that order. The meridians in the body, there's 12 meridians, and 6 of them flow from the fingertips to the body and from the heels, the feet, into the bodies as well. The other 6 flow from the body to the fingertips, from the body to the toes. And so we're tapping in the direction that the meridians are flowing. So on the back of the arm, the meridians flow from the fingers into the body. On the inside of the arm, the meridians flow from the body out to the fingertips. And so we tap in the same direction that the meridians are flowing, because that's the direction in which qi is moving through the body. So we're also working with the qi flow as we're tapping the arms. So the qi is carrying the energy to the extremities, and we're not fighting that flow, we're encouraging it as well. So the same thing when we work with our legs, is we're working in the direction that the qi naturally flows through the legs. Now we're going to back up a bit so you can see what's going on with the legs as we tap them. So, bone tapping for the legs. We start at the back of the hips. So we're here and we're tapping on the back of the glutes. And you bend over. All right, so I'm going to turn to the back here so you can see what's going on here. So you start here, top of the hips. We come down here. We come down the back of the legs. Go to the knees. We come down here, the back of the arms. Go along the little toe side of the foot. And then we come up the inside. We're tapping the ankles, the inside of the legs. And then we come up to the knees. And up the inside of the legs to the hips. And then we're tapping in the quad. Here, I'll turn around here. So we're coming up here. And you get up in this area here. This is called the quad. And so we're tapping. We come up as high as we can come on the legs, and then we come up to the top of the hips. And now we move around to the back again, and we go down. Now we have a benefit with the legs. With the arms, we had to do one at a time. We can do both legs at the same time, so we can get a lot more tapping going on. And so here, we come down the back. We're tapping the glutes. We come down the back of the legs, the back of the thighs. We're behind the knee. We come down the calf, the ankle, along the foot, little toe side of the foot, and then the inside of the feet, the ankle. We come up the inside of the legs. We come to the knees. You can spend some time here as well if you wish. And then we move up here also. Come up to the bottom of the hips, up the quad, this groove here, up to the top of the hips. And then we continue down the back again. So that's bone tapping for the legs. And you can also, if you wish, sit down and do this as well. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So we just grab a hold of a chair here, a stool in my case. And we're going to sit down. So here I am, sitting, watching some TV, watching some YouTube videos about better bones, the best thing you could do. And you want to work away at it. So you can do this while you're sitting. So you come up the inside of the legs, come up to the hips, go around the hips to the back, and then come down the outside of the legs. Then you can get down to the knees, and if you want to go down a little further, well, you just bend over and come on down. And then we come up the inside again, and we come up. And if all you want to do is tap in a particular area for a little bit to sort of strengthen the top here, we can go from the hips down the thighs a little bit, and then come back on the inside as well. So same sort of thing you can do while sitting, working with the arms. So you can do this while sitting down as well. And then we can go down here and then come back up and go down the other arm and then back up here, come across, and then go down this side. So bone tapping for the arms and the legs. Now let's look at the spine. So I'm going to stand up for a few minutes here, just get the chair out of the way. I don't want to trip over the thing. Now bone tapping for the spine. There's only so far up your back you can go. But the key here is the key meridians going up and down close to the spine. So you want to tap up the spine and then back down again. So you come up close to the spine, and then you come down a little bit further away, and then down into the hips. So we come up close to the spine, we come up, and then out a little wider as we come back down to the hips. And so here's what's happening. So the spine is here, so you want to come close to the spine, so you're here, and we work up. And so this is, again, the direction the meridians are flowing is close to the spine, we come up, and a little further away, we come back down. So we come here, and we lead the chi up, and then we come back down. So the whole idea with this bone tapping is to put stress on the bones to make them stronger. So recall we had that vibration going on with King shakes his body. And we had stances as well. We were shifting our weight from place to place and using our muscles to put stress on the bones. Now we're using our hands to put stress on the bones this way or this way. Yeah. Down the outside and up the inside. So that is bone tapping. Increasing density of your bones by just letting your hands fall on your legs, like so. So if you think about, maybe I should tap my bones, and you just happen to be sitting somewhere, well, you can go like this. Up the inside, and then out or down the outside. Now, of course, this is something you need to do quite frequently to increase the stress on your bones. So standing up, standing in stances, shifting your weight from side to side, as we did with Dragon plays with the ball. Bone tapping, which we just did today. And the other one, if King shakes his body, where you'd land on your heels, and you can feel the vibration through all of the bones. All these things put stress on the bones. Different ways you can do it to increase your bone density. Now next time, we're going to look at increasing your balance so that you can reduce your risk of falling in our next episode of Better Bones. See you later.